Students, you have learnt about natural resources in 5th standard. Just to refresh your memory, I will revise the same. What are natural resources? The things available in nature which fulfill the basic needs of living things are called natural resources. Observe the picture. We can see that some things in the picture are in water, for example sailboat and fish. Some on land, for example cow, trees and road. And some in the sky, that is in the air, for example birds and aeroplane. Thus, all things on the earth are associated with air, water and land. Air, water and land are called the earth's atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere respectively. Moreover, different living things occupy these three spheres of the earth. What is the biosphere? Living things present on the earth with three spheres, that is atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere of the earth together are called biosphere. What is an atmosphere? The atmosphere is a layer of air that surrounds the earth. The surface of the earth contains water and land, that is the hydrosphere and lithosphere. In the figure, you can see that water occupies 71% of the whole of the earth and land occupies 29%. So, this tells us that hydrosphere occupies much larger part than the lithosphere. We also look upon these natural components. Natural components means things that are available naturally in solid, liquid and gaseous form as resources. In other words, we use them to fulfill our requirements. Based on just what we have learnt, now let us define what natural resource is. Air, water and land are the factors important for sustaining the living world on the earth and for fulfilling their basic needs. They are called natural resources. What are the 5 layers of atmosphere? The layer of atmosphere is named as troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. The troposphere contains about 80% of the total mass of gases in the air, while this proportion is about 19% in the stratosphere. Further, in the mesosphere and ionosphere, the proportion of the mass of gases goes on decreasing. Gases are not found in the exosphere and beyond. We know that air, water and land are natural resources. Let's understand each of them in detail. The first one is air. The air in the atmosphere around the earth contains nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, 6 inert gases, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, water vapor and dust particles. So here are 6 inert gases which are there. So here argon, helium, neon, krypton, xenon and radon. These are the 6 inert gases. You can see that air is a mixture of several gases and is the chief constituent of the Earth's atmosphere. Besides these gases, air also contains water vapor and dust particles. In the figure alongside shows that different percentages of the gases present in the air. So in the picture you can see nitrogen is 78%, which is largest in the air. Oxygen is 21%. Argon is 0.9%. Carbon dioxide 0.03%. And other constituents of air, that is water vapor and dust particle, is 0.07%. The amount of gases in the air is the greatest near the surface and decreases as we go higher and higher from the surface. That is, air becomes rarer at higher altitudes. That means air becomes very less as it goes away from the surface of the earth. Now let's see what are the uses of gases in the air. First one, nitrogen. It helps living things to build the necessary proteins. It is useful in the production of ammonia and in airtight packaging of foodstuffs. Students, you have seen many of your packets which are in airtight, like chips packets. Air cannot go in. How do they make it? They use nitrogen gas in it. Then the next one is oxygen. It is necessary for respiration in living things and for combustion. Combustion means what? Burning. The next one is carbon dioxide. Plants use it for producing their food. You know, plants take carbon dioxide. Plants take what? Carbon dioxide, and they give out oxygen. So plants use it for producing their food. It is also used in fire extinguishers. Fire extinguishers that are placed in your building, schools and in hospitals. So carbon dioxide is used in these fire extinguishers. Then the next one is argon. Argon is used in electric bulbs. The bulb that we use in our house, in that argon gas is used. Then the next one is helium. It is used for obtaining low temperature and also for generating lift in airships. Airships means aeroplane. Then the next one is neon. It is used in decorative lights and for street lighting. We have seen during Diwali we use decorative light. In that neon gas is used. Then the next one is krypton. It is used in fluorescent tubes. Fluorescent tubes are the bright flashy light that we used as decoration. Then the next one is xenon. It is used in flash photography. So flashlights are used in cameras. In that flashlight, xenon gas is used. The living world on the earth is sustained due to balance between various gases and other constituents of air. The atmosphere is a very important filter. It allows the light and heat of the sun to reach the earth, which is necessary for life. But it also prevents the harmful elements from reaching the earth. The atmosphere prevents harmful elements from reaching the earth. The harmful rays coming out from the sun. So this atmosphere, it absorbs the harmful rays. It is in the atmosphere that fog, clouds, snow and rain are produced. What is the similarity in the three pictures below? The smoke given out by the pictures pollutes the air. All the above pictures show large scale emission. Emission means giving out of smoke through different agencies What are the different agencies are seen in the picture? We see chimneys of factory giving out smoke, vehicles giving out smoke, forest fire. Even the forest fire, when it burns, it produces harmful gases. This smoke directly mixes with the atmosphere, disturbing the balance between the constituents of air. This is called air pollution. Combustion of fuels, that is burning of fuels used in vehicles and industries, gives out harmful gases which mix with the air and cause air pollution. Harmful gases are given out through combustion of fuels in vehicles. Combustion of fuels means what? Burning of fuels in vehicles and in big industries, and also through incomplete combustion of fuels like wood and coal. As a result, air pollution is increasing day by day. Now let's see what are the harmful substances are released in air through combustion of fuels. Through combustion of fuels means what? Burning of fuels, burning of petrol, diesel. So first one is nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide and soot. Soot means it is a black substance left by smoke. Now let's learn about ozone layer. There is a ozone layer. There is a layer of ozone gas in the lower part of the atmosphere. You can see in the picture. Ozone layer lies in between stratosphere and troposphere. Ozone gas is not directly useful for the survival of living things. Yet, it is very important for living things to have this layer of ozone at a high altitude around the earth. The ozone layer is called earth protective shell because the ultraviolet rays coming from the sun, the harmful rays coming from the sun are very harmful for living things. The ozone gas absorbs these harmful rays. As a result, life on earth is protected. So that is why ozone layer is called the earth protective shell. The ozone layer is destroyed if chemical gases like carbon tetrachloride or chlorofluorocarbon used in air conditioners and refrigerators mix with the air. The harmful chemicals such as carbon tetrachloride and chlorofluorocarbon used in air conditioners and refrigerators can destroy ozone layer. The 16th of September is celebrated as Ozone Protection Day all over the world to make everyone aware of the importance of ozone. To aware of the importance of ozone, 16th September is celebrated as Ozone Protection Day all over the world. Students, today we have learnt about natural resources, atmosphere, and what are the layers of atmosphere, and some uses of gases in air, how does air get polluted, and why ozone layer is called earth protective shell. Okay, students, I hope you understood the lesson. The continuation of this lesson will be taught in the next class. I will meet you again in the next class as per the timetable. Thank you.